Welcome back to the channel, my guys. Today I am going to be doing a certain video that's kind of close to my heart. We're going to be reacting to, I think it was Sunny TV, but he does a reaction to MTV Cribs was extremely fake. And here's the evidence. Now, it's not some expose, because everyone knew this shit was fake. Even back in the OG YouTube days, it got exposed by some form of video, right? Before people were content creators, I guess they were just posting stuff online. This is old in terms of that, but since it has been a while, he is revamping it, and just kind of bringing it out there. But the houses that they were in were rented. The cars most times were rented. The fridge was filled by someone that was paid for it. It was just something to look good, right? But hey, I loved MTV Cribs. Put a comment below on your favorite episodes of MTV Cribs.
Ferraris, they were rented. Robbie Williams' castle home, it belonged to someone.
Sonny,
50 Cent's Ferraris, they were rented. Robbie Williams' castle home, it belonged to someone else. MTV Cribs wasn't exactly legit.
And we said that was my house.
Oh, that wasn't your house?
No, it's all lies.
And nothing shows this better than the episode with Ja Rule. He flexed his 5-bedroom mansion on Star Island in Miami, where he talked about living beside other famous celebrities. The house was so familiar that Ja Rule named each area, calling his courtyard the Open Paradise, which was patrolled by his guard dog Cookie. It was shown in the intro that the property was a rental, but this was assumed to be on a long-term basis, given he knew almost everything about the mansion. However, as it turns out, Ja Rule's house on Cribs was actually a 4-day rental, which was exposed in the most embarrassing way, by lawsuit. Ja Rule paid $46,000 for the 4-day lease, promising the mansion's owner it'd be used as a private home for 8 adults with no video shoots and no loud parties. Well, Ja Rule broke all 3 conditions, shooting his MTV episode whilst having a party with over 600 people. In the process, holes were punched in the walls, furniture and doors were damaged, the driveway somehow cracked, while condoms and syringes were left throughout the house.
What do you expect? That is so stupid. Like, if you are going to do this, you make sure that you have the funds to pay for the damage. At the very least, because most Airbnb is only 1 or 2 people. You're ordering it to host a party, or at least bring a couple people over. I've been in numerous of Airbnbs for, multiple reasons, whether party or to chill with a female or whatever. With like a couple females, couple of buddies and stuff. Probably had 2 people on the listing, or maximum whatever the case may be. To a certain extent, I think they understand that you are going to be bringing a couple more people. 600 people hosting a party after hosting a whole entire video shoot that is going to be put on national syndicate television. And then what was the other thing? He brought like 600, like that is just so balls deep fucking cocky. That's insane.
As a result, Ja Rule and MTV were sued for $1 million, but at least it looked like a house that Ja Rule would live in, as the Yin Yang Twins crib was laughably out of character. The Atlanta gangster rapping duo opened the door revealing the most suburban house, filled with fish tanks, sailing boats, and sea-related artwork.
We waving like the sea. We decorated this ourselves now.
That mansion was definitely decorated by some old white people, not the
Y'all remember when the jerseys were a thing, bro? Like down to your freaking shins? That's insane.
The Yin Yang Twins.
This is clearly just a random old white guy's house that likes to fish and likes boats.
That even argue over where they bought appliances and had to improvise names for each of the fish. You can tell the Yin Yang Twins have never been in that house. It seemed they at least owned the vehicles at the end, as the cars displayed by Bow Wow were rented for the show. He was just 18 years old during his first Cribs appearance, but despite having starred in some high-profile movies, it seemed unrealistic that he could afford a 6-bedroom mansion and a fleet of luxury cars. With his name airbrushed above his bed, it's—
Wait, hold up, what do you mean? Bow Wow's movies may have made him a whole bunch of money. I don't think Like Mike was in that imagery, and Like Mike was literally one of his biggest movies when he was younger. And Bow Wow was like a young rap legend, literally like young rap legend. All the little girls loved him because I was around that age at the time, and all the guys wanted to be him. He made a frick ton of money. Now, how much went to him? That's to be discussed. And how much he saved? We don't know. But beyond the movies, collectively, his whole discography, I would argue, would be more than enough value to purchase these things. Whether or not he did or would for this, that's another story. But I think Sonny got this one a little bit off. He doesn't know much about him, it seems like. He looks just like Google the freaking whatever.
It seemed as though Bow Wow at least owned the house, although the luxury vehicles were a little more suspicious. Because 2 years later, he'd go on the show again, during which a viewer made an observation. We had MTV Cribs running in the background, and watched 21-year-old Bow Wow show off his bachelor pad in Miami, along with his pimped out Bentley, Lamborghini, and Cadillac Escalade. But then we noticed the word Prestige at the bottom of all three cars, and decided to Google Prestige Rental Cars Miami, and what do you know, there it was. Prestige was the name of the company that Bow Wow rented the cars from, which was likely encouraged by the show, as Birdman also used the service during his appearance. Regardless, people clowned on Bow Wow, stating, "Ha ha ha, I wonder if he rented the condo too," which by looking at his life was also highly likely. For example, he'd post his Ferrari to his Instagram, writing, "Take the drop top to the night spot. Keep the California in California. We went hard tonight, Grammy weekend," which was then reposted by a car rental company who accidentally exposed our good friend Bow Wow pulling up to the Grammys with our Ferrari California. 1 year later, he was exposed for flexing a rent.
When two sides are trying to flex, the man rented. Yo, you guys are wrong for that. Because he's renting from you, and they probably like, you should have an idea where if he's renting from you, right, the man's trying to flex. And then you try flexing off his flex, which then ruins his flex. That's bad for business, bro. Now people not going to want to order from you guys, because now you want a little post about Bow Wow. And then it ended up going negative, right? It was just, that wasn't a right move to make, guys. You're wrong for that.
Rented Hollywood mansion, but the worst example was in 2017, when he'd post this to his Instagram. He showed the private jet he was taking to his concert, yet the very same day this Snapchat went viral. So this guy Lil Bow Wow is on my flight to NY, but on Instagram he posted a picture of a private jet caption traveling to NY today, shaking my head. Turns out Bow Wow's picture of his private jet had been taken from a limo company's website, prompting people to dig even deeper, discovering he'd done this on more than one occasion. It seems his MTV Cribs episode led to years and years of faking luxury, but as mentioned in Bow Wow's expose, 50 Cent had done a similar thing.
What I don't understand is, are these guys dumb enough to not realize the internet got to the point where a simple Google search could expose this? At least do your due diligence or hire someone, or at least speak with these individuals to make it so they do something where you don't get caught for this. Or unless you just wanted a nice post, you don't care, and the expose actually brings more prominence to you. And if you are a rapper or something, it may lead them to listening to your music. So sometimes bad publicity is good publicity, right? Whatever that
50 Cent's episode was the definition of excess. He showed his 19-bedroom, 35-bathroom mansion, which included a squash court, movie theater, recording studio, and its very own nightclub. Equally impressive was his car collection, which included 4 different rare collectible Ferraris, leading him to state,
"I know you ain't see these before when you was watching Cribs, because everybody ain't got these."
Yet it seems 50 Cent didn't have them either. Each Ferrari had little numbers on their windshields, leading to a forum post reading, "If you notice the small white numbers in the top left-hand corner of the windshields on the F50 and Enzo, those are the numbers of the cars that were in the Hartford Concorso parade," which was confirmed when the user posted these photos. Another forum member added,
"You just had to block the stickers off and you'd be good. You just such a small little detail could have just ended off with 50 being able to be the one person that could say I wasn't lying. But y'all were so lazy and incompetent. You didn't remove or at least cover 4 stickers."
It's pretty obvious that they aren't his, because it's a known fact that there's only one yellow Enzo in CT, which was owned by a pretty well-known hedge fund manager. Well, someone else then officially confirmed. The Ferraris are unfortunately not 50 Cent's. He invited my friend over to his house for this, and my friend let him use his cars for the episode, and they were filming some music videos that day as well. The Enzo F50 and 599 all belong.
I was gonna say, those are the same Ferraris in Candy Shop. this would probably validate this message, because yeah, those Ferraris were in Candy Shop's music video, and I think it was the same freaking mansion too as well. Yo, 50, you are a legend. That is so smart. Look how lucrative that is. He did an MTV's Crib. He uses connects to get the cars, and then he got paid for that, and then he did a music video with it too as well to double dip.
Belonged to one owner. When 50 Cent later filed for bankruptcy, he'd admit the cars were rented. He'd instead pay off debts by selling his mansion, therefore joining the likes of JoJo, who admitted to doing MTV.
And then when he had to claim bankruptcy, rightfully so, those cars weren't his, so they couldn't add it to anything with the lawsuit or the bankruptcy process. That is... Bro, this guy just can't catch an L,
MTV Cribs, while she was actually homeless. JoJo showed MTV through her Cape Cod vacation home, where she supposedly loved spending her summers. It was therefore a little weird that she'd invite her extended family, but she'd reveal the reason for this exactly 10 years later. JoJo was asked about the episode in a Huffington Post interview, to which she'd respond it was so ridiculous. The thing is, we didn't have a home at that point. My mum and I were living out of suitcases, and were mostly in hotels. So that was actually my uncle's house on the Cape. That wasn't my house, that wasn't my stuff. I should have balled hard and been like, welcome to my crib, look at how luxurious it is, and I should have rented out a place. But no, I just used my uncle's crib. JoJo further clarified.
Literally walked in on the family. I don't think they set them up to sit on the couch. They were just having a conversation. The camera's probably, all right guys, how we doing, man? We're MTV Cribs. And they're just like, what the f...
So we went to the Cape, which I've like never been to the Cape. I like never go to the Cape. And we said that that was my house.
Oh, that wasn't your house?
No, that was not my house. We brought in some like items that I had. It's all lies.
Should also answer the question,
why even bother doing the episode then?
For the exposure. Oh, okay.
but no episode was faker than the one by Robbie Williams. He showed MTV his massive British castle, talking about the spots where he'd been snapped by paparazzi. He then shows his group of friends before making a joke.
I don't really know these people, but what I do is I actually phone Rent-A-Friend.
But apparently he'd also phoned Rent-A-Castle. You see, the building was so big that people recognized it as the famous St. Catherine's Court, which was owned by someone else completely, Jane Seymour. She had no idea that Robbie ever went there, or that he'd hired a fake butler to help out with the shoot. It wouldn't be until 17 years later that Robbie finally admitted, we didn't let Jane know that I was gonna pretend it was my house. And because I was like 23 and full of spunk, I didn't even consider other people's thoughts or feelings. So I'd like to take this opportunity to apologize to Jane Seymour, but it might not have even been Robbie Williams' fault. Because Redman explained in a DJ Vlad interview that MTV tried to get him to rent a house for Cribs.
They wanted me to rent a house so I can open
the legend. Guys, I don't know if he's gonna show it, but just look up Redman MTV Cribs. Just look it up. I don't even want to like give you a tidbit. This is trolling before trolling, guys. If they show a clip, you'll see it.
big double doors and shit like, yo, look at my shit. You know.
With MTV trying to choose the home themselves.
The first thing they said was, all right, we got a couple of houses picked out for you. Wow. And I was like, oh, okay.
Well, Redman simply refused.
And I said, you know what? No, I don't want to rent a house. I want y'all to come to my house.
Accidentally making the show's most relatable episode. He brought MTV Cribs to his 2-bedroom apartment where he ironed his shirts on the floor and flexed his frozen fish fillets. Redman's recording studio was just a messy bedroom, whilst the rest of his house was in such disarray, you could barely notice his cousin sleeping on the ground. He concludes the episode stating, next time y'all need to find me, just rub these 2 wires for the doorbell.
Don't worry about the screen too. You know, it's still good.
The realest episode of MTV Cribs. Redman didn't fake it like others.
They did the triple. So if you guys don't know, MTV, before video editing, because anyone could freaking make those videos now, they had this iconic triple fade where like if you were to open up the fridge, it would like open up 3 times. So it'd be like, you know, and then the 3rd time the fridge would actually open up. If you guys know which type of transition that is or whatever, but that was their famous thing. And you saw it there. They just, we'll go back. We're going to go back for the video, guys. Let me cook for a second, man. They triple zoomed on his cousin sleeping. Are we not taking this in? We can't end off with this, guys. Look at this shit. They triple zoomed. They triple zoomed on his cousin sleeping. Where is it? Come on, we gotta find it. We gotta find it. We gotta find it. We gotta find it. Where is it? Where is it? Hold up, hold up, hold up. We're gonna find it. We're gonna find this shit.
He brought MTV Cribs to his 2-bedroom apartment, where he ironed his shirts on the floor and flexed his frozen fish fillets. Redman's recording studio was just a messy bedroom, whilst the rest of his house was in such disarray, you could barely notice his cousin sleeping on the ground.
Yes, they did the 2 zoom in and the zoom out. On the man sleeping, bro. He can't even get a nap in, bro. They got cameras in his face. He had no idea. He is the butt of a joke on a clip that he had no consent. He should sue MTV for that. I don't know, man. That's crazy, guys. I always thought that zoom was funny, and then I forgot that right there, but let me know what you think. You should watch that entire video. It is a YouTube or just MTV or TV legend moment that you just have to watch, guys. But that's it for the video, guys. MTV Cribs was fake, just like most TV shows back in those days. But you let me know what you think in the comments below. Did you watch MTV Cribs? What was your favorite episode? And did you know it was fake as well? Subscribe to the channel. I keep hitting the table. You guys already know what it is. Take it easy.
I like booty.